Awesome. Okay. So Darren, the first question has to be, how are your squad after this period of self-isolation?
No, they're all good. They're all okay. Everyone's back in. I think we all probably shared the same view of isolation. It's bad, chaps. It's not good. And obviously, I take things very seriously like that, but you have to literally stay in. It's like being in a submarine. You kind of just gasping for fresh air every 2 minutes. And obviously, because we work outside, it was a big change in our day-to-day lives. But yeah, it was I was very fortunate, and I'm not trying to sort of give off a worse state than what it really was, because I wasn't suffering from the actual illness, but self-isolation's very tough for someone like me. Very tough.
And how have you adapted to this situation then? Because I take it's been sort of 10 days away from the training ground.
Yes. Yeah. So we were back in Saturday. So Tuesday, the Bromley game to last Saturday just gone. So no, we spoke to the players every day. We actually did the Zoom thing. I've never really subscribed to the first lockdown principles of Zoom meetings, but because it was going to be 10 days, we thought it was important that we tried to keep the fitness levels as high as possible going into the mad Christmas schedule. And so we were with the players every day. With the players, they were doing home workouts, tough home workouts, may I add. They certainly weren't easy. And we just tried to keep on top of them that way. We tried to keep that bond. We've got some new players. We wanted to ensure that they continued their integration with the team. So there was lots to do really, but it was a bit of routine in our lives for that time, and some of it was good fun.
And what do those home workouts involve? What made them so tough?
Well, we got a sports scientist that did the majority of it, and they're very kind of body weight, muscular endurance based, and then I finished off every session with what can only be described as military style workouts. So I always bring a reality to the situation. So we just made them work very hard, really hard. And all those old sessions I used to do when I was boxing, they all came in very handy for those few days. So no, it was good. It was okay. We tried to make the best of it as we could, and lots of press ups, sit ups, squats, lunges. Later, they're good to go.
Yeah, it sounds like tough work, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
now that break that we've spoken about there, that came just after your first win of the season. You've already mentioned it against Bromley. So did that make it more frustrating for you that momentum just sort of ended?
No, because it doesn't end. It doesn't. You take that last game into your next game. I've always been a big believer of that. So that momentum didn't end. It gave us a little bit more time to rest some players that were been heavily overloaded up until that point. It gave us time to kind of reflect on our performances, and especially the performance against Bromley. Why was that the game? Why was that the win? What was different? What did we do different? What were the decisions we made around it? So we did stuff like that, real boring stuff. But apart from that, just I immersed myself into the football on the telly, and the Premier League's so interesting this year. I immersed myself into that, but I think when you get a win like we did at Bromley, I don't think you lose that momentum, and I think it's important that we utilise tomorrow night's game in a really productive way.
You enter the FA Trophy tomorrow night against Boreham Wood. Given the situation of the squad, obviously, they've only come back to training on Saturday going into this, and the league position maybe not what you'd like it to be. How do you approach this one?
Like a league game, we just need to have a little bit of foresight and a little bit of a longer term vision of what the Christmas period looks like, because it is going to be drastically different. And when I go back to last year and our Christmas programme and maybe some of the decisions that I could have made differently in that period, and that was quite a successful period. I think it was 2 out of 3 wins, 2 wins out of the 3 games. And looking at that, so we've got to be careful at that. We've got to be mindful that we're playing Tuesday, Saturday, Monday, Saturday. So and we've obviously again not had that training programme or period for the last 10 days. So we've got to manage the group accordingly. But I also think it's a good time to see some of the players we haven't seen. I think it's a good time to have a mixed team. I think it's a good time to give people chances and see how they react to them chances, because we're going to need everyone over the Christmas period, that's for sure. And obviously we've got some new players in the squad, and it's important that they get an opportunity to show themselves, and it's an opportunity for me to see if they can fit into what we'd like them to do.
And finally, from me, just a question on the squad: any fresh injuries we should know about, or ideally, can we expect to see anybody back tomorrow night?
No, you won't see anyone back tomorrow night. I'm just trying to think about Bromley. What was Bromley? No, I don't think you'll see anyone back tomorrow night. But again, we may see some of the players that we haven't seen as much of. We might see them play. We're still, quite short in defence. And it's just important to manage these players and their minutes and their game time accordingly. So, no, I don't think there's anyone back actually, which is quite depressing really when you think about it, isn't it? No one back, no one new back.
Okay, no worries, thank you very much and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks mate, top man.
Good morning, sir, or afternoon even.
Afternoon, all right?
Yeah.
Good.
I suppose. You implied when you started about the lockdown and the imposition of having to keep everybody, together, as it were. But do they lay down any specific rules? The Department of Health or whatever in elite sport, which we are in, that you have to adhere to during this time when you get a situation where you have an outburst?
No. You just got to isolate. Just got to stay in. That's the only thing you got to do. You just got to isolate. You got to make yourself comfy for them 10 days, and that's it. So obviously we did everything remotely, and we just tried to make it as good a period of time as possible.
But you can go out in the garden, presumably, can't you? Yeah,
you can go out into I believe you can go. I didn't. I just stayed indoors and stuck my head out the door. But it was that's it really. But some of the players have some very nice gardens. I won't say who, but they have some decent sized land at the back of their house, and they were able to get out in there. But yeah, no, everyone did very well. Everyone did very well, and when they were on the Zoom calls, they were good fun. They were very good fun.
I mean, you implied as though they were doing sort of 50 laps around the lounge or something. The way things were going.
It was hard, eh? I'm not going to tell you the secrets of my training sessions, but it was, yeah. We had to have a day off at one point because it was there was a few bodies that couldn't get themselves out of bed the following day, so it's good fun.
So obviously it gave you time to think. Have you come up with any cunning plans to be tried out in the next game that might throw the opposition a little bit?
Yeah, score more, concede less.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I like that one.
I've heard that one before.
No, score more, concede less. I think that's a foolproof plan to get us going. But no, we were very. The one big difference on the Bromley game was the lack of individual error that was made. I don't want to keep harping on about individual errors because there are individuals that are attached to those mistakes, but we were very good. We were very good at recovering each other. We were very good at recovering from smaller errors, but we were very strong, very determined. And I've seen us actually play better and lose this year, which is sometimes the way. But we were very, very professional. I must say, the Bromley game was very professional, and it's turned out to be a decent place for us, Bromley. So I was pleased with the winning attitude of the players. I was pleased with the work ethic of the players. I was pleased with the organisation. Some very, very good performances. Very good performances, and it was nice to see Murphy, in my opinion, back to his very best, and him and Quigley looked a good partnership, a very good partnership.
You got three games coming up. Well, after Boreham Wood, Torquay, Boxing Day, 28th Aldershot, then January whatever it is, Torquay again. It's a tall order though, isn't it? Very very little gap. I mean, hopefully the players are fit, and the setback hasn't sort of affected their fitness.
Yeah, but they're not going to be as fit as if they were training and playing and things like that. But that's different for every individual, isn't it? Some of the individuals, the Charlies of this world, they needed a bit of a break. They needed a rest. So that was good for them, and not so good for the the Sanupes of this world, who had just come back into full-time training and needed to train every day. But you just got to attack the games. They're good games. Obviously, the Torquay games are, with Gary, they've got sort of like a connectivity to them. The Aldershot game will be our first home game, touch wood, hopefully back with fans, which will be amazing, absolutely amazing. There's some good games coming up, and we've got to utilise tomorrow night's opportunity to get our legs going again and to get us ready for that period.
And we've all got one day to celebrate Christmas. How do you see yourself and the players celebrating Christmas?
I'll be celebrating mine and my family. I've never trained on Christmas Day. Christmas Day is a day to be with their families. I see no benefit of a 45-minute session before they go and eat their Christmas meal. There's no benefit, absolutely no benefit. So I'd rather they spend it with their families. I'd rather they be happy. I'd rather they see their kids open their presents, do all of the things that people should be able to do with their children, and their partners and their loved ones, and so on and so forth. So that'll be it. I'll just be with my family, and up at 5, I think my little boy gets up on Christmas morning, and I kind of pretend to be interested for about an hour and then doze back off, but then
make sure you tune into Three Valleys Radio while they're opening the presents up, okay?
Absolutely, mate, of course I will. I'll remember that at 5 in the morning.
Of course you will at 5 o'clock in the morning, without any question. Okay, Darren, thanks very much indeed. And, make sure you win, old dog.
No problem. Of course we will, Wade. Of course we will. See you, lads.